to the Lightning Podcast, and it's time for the draft. And oh man, is it going to be cool! Can't wait for this to get going. I put my earplugs in too. So excited. All right. I have Dee, my producer, here with me today. Um, she uh, she helps me get everything going. Looks like everything's going just fine. So we'll jump into this guy. The Chargers have got a real opportunity. Um, it can be keep the pick at 17 or maybe go and trade it to Detroit or somebody else. So what I did was to make this video, I made it that they would trade the pick. And the reason of it is I don't think that Jordan Davis or Jamison Williams are gonna be there. If they're not gonna be there, then the Chargers um, need to trade. I feel like it would benefit them. They would be able to get an offensive tackle with the second pick if they wanted to, um, and I think they could get a really good offensive tackle by doing that. They could also get a wide receiver, something that a lot of people have been talking about them getting, um, and I think that would cover some bases, and it would be a little costly. In order to do that, I mean, they'd have to give up a 17th, a 6th, and a 7th, and probably a first round pick in 23. Maybe get by with a third, but I don't I don't think so. It'd probably cost them a first round pick in 23. So here we go. What I decided to do is when I was doing my picks and everything, I was looking into these guys and watching videos on them and kind of looking at them, see who would fit. This is all a crapshoot. I could tell you all these guys and do all this work and all this kind of stuff, and not one of them get picked by the Chargers. It is so crazy what it looks like this year. And if you look at the different mock drafts that are done by these guys, they're all over the place. I mean, some of them are having Jordan Davis going and at number I think 25 or 26. I just don't see that happen. Um, some of them have Jamison Williams going to the Chargers with their first pick. If that happens, yeah, great. That's fantastic. I don't think he's going to make it to the Chargers, but you never know. So when I give you all these picks that I'm doing, you got to take it with a grain. Just like anything could happen. So I mean, am I right, D? Am I
You're right.
right? um,
Just this one.
just this, yeah, that's it. Um, so anyway, if they traded with Detroit, is what I have them with. The They would get the 32nd and 34th pick. Now I know that's giving away your 17th pick, but you're getting a lot more in return because you're getting the last pick of the first round and the second pick in the second round. And the Chargers don't even have a second round pick. So that is actually really needed. They can jump back into the second round by doing that. And it would be almost a continuation of the first round because it's so close to the first round. So let's go ahead and start on these guys. My first pick with the 32nd pick would be Johan Dotson, wide receiver from Penn State. 6'1", 178 pounds. He ran a 4.40. There's your speed. The reason that I picked him over most of the other guys, this guy's got a nose for the end zone. His last 21 games in college, he scored 21 touchdowns. That's a touchdown a game. I mean, the guy is really good. So, and with Herbert, that adds that piece that we all know we kind of need, that guy with the you throw him the ball and he scores. That kind of a threat. The Chargers kind of need that. So, thought I'd take him with my first pick. We'll go ahead and keep going here. The second pick, 34th overall, I decided to go with Daniel Falele, offensive tackle of Minnesota. Now, Falele, he's kind of a unique player. He doesn't have a whole lot of experience. However, he's 6'8", 387 pounds. The guy's a mountain, and you'd have him on the right side of the line, and that would protect you uh, big time. So that would be the problem that we have with Storm Norton. I like Storm Norton. I think he's a good person, but boy, we lost that Raider game because of Storm Norton, and and I think Bailey would be a huge upgrade over Storm Norton with pass protection and a road grader for the run game. I mean, this guy is huge, strong, big, long arms. I mean, and with Staley and the offense, they the offensive line coaching was pretty good last year. I know they got rid of the offensive coordinator for that department, but they ended up promoting inside. So they're going to end up having the same philosophy, probably the same coaching attitude, I would say. So he can probably be taught the things that he needs to be taught. And D, you were going to say something about him? He's got something about him. She's leaving me a note. Can also be used as a running back for short yardage, as he was in college. That's true. He was used as a short yardage guy, like gold line stuff like that. Can you imagine 387 pounds running at you with a football? I, I don't think I don't think I'd want that happening to me. Anyway, so there's some things. The guy's talented. He's athletic, or they wouldn't have done that. And from the things that I dug up on him, um, actually, on that issue, he was something like 5 for 5 on getting a yard or two. I mean, you're not going to stop him. How are you going to stop it? So that's another reason why I like that player. He's kind of been on my radar ever since college started last year. I watched him, and I was impressed. But a lot of people have different views. They say that he's not going to go till late in the second round. Some people have him going in the first round. So it's all over the place. Again, it's just a crapshoot. So anyway, that's my second pick. The third pick is Jalen Watson, cornerback from Washington State. He's 6'2", 200 pounds, and he's your not a wide receiver. He's a cornerback. He's your cornerback that I think that would really be the guy that Staley wants. Staley's going to want a cornerback with this guy's mindset and his physicality. He's a very hard hitter, but he's also got the length and the speed. This guy's pretty fast for a cornerback. He could be in the slot. Maybe he could, be moved around a little bit. When they go to four wide receivers, he could probably take one of the wide receivers. He gets a little bit. He needs a little bit of polish. These guys are all from college, so they're going to need a little something. So he's going to need a little bit of polish, but I think he'll be doing real well. And with Michael Davis not being on Staley's good side, I think that's where Jalen Watson will come in. He'll probably take the place of Michael Davis. I think he's that good. Anyway, we'll go to number fourth pick, Calvin Austin. I know you guys are probably going, "Oh my God, Calvin Austin! He's only 5'6", 160 pounds. He's a midget." Well, this guy, the reason I thought the Chargers should try to get him is he is nothing but a blur. He is so fast, and the Chargers need speed. And this would make it to where the Chargers would have a guy on those end around plays with the wide receiver screen, stuff like plays like that. He would be awesome. This guy would be just awesome. And you can't tackle somebody you can't catch. I mean, this guy that guy is that fast. He's and he could be used on kick returns, um, punt returns. I know we've got a guy the Staley picked up a guy, Telesco did picked up a guy that was supposed to be our new kick returner, but he could get hurt. Anything could happen. This guy would be a good backup. Plus, he'd make a good wide receiver that you need a long, somebody to get 20, 30 yards. He could get it. I mean, he could get it quick. So that's my pick for the fourth pick. The fifth pick, guys aren't going to like this one either, but I love this guy. I totally love this guy. Matt Ariza, the punter from San Diego State. 6'2", 200 pounds. He's not a small guy. They used him as a field position change. I mean, when they were stopped on like the 10-yard line, he punted the ball 80 yards. That's ridiculous. And he did it 3 or 4 times. He had the most yardage kicked by a punter in NC2A history. Nobody's ever done what he's done. So the way I look at it is, if you can get a guy that's that dynamic, get him. It's like Jordan Davis. If the Chargers can get Jordan Davis, then get Jordan Davis. He's a freak. The guy's just an absolute, bomb. So you get him. That's where I look at with Matt Ariza. I think he's that good of a punter. The Raiders at one time they drafted Ray Guy years ago, and they used a first round pick on Ray Guy. Ray Guy is in the Hall of Fame today. He was that good of a punter. So I think that Matt Ariza has that kind of potential. So we'll see how that pans out. But I'm that high on the guy. I think he's worth a 5th round pick. I think he may not even be there in the 5th round. I think he's that good. Some other team may grab him in the 4th round. He's been shown in different mock drafts going in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. He could go any one of those. So that's my 5th round pick. My 6th round pick. I know this is kind of a little bit of a reach, but not much. Justin Schaefer, guard out of Georgia. He's 6'4", 340. We need a guard. Mainly, I think we need that. We need Justin because of the potential of him being a backup. We right now, the way it's set up, we have Pipkins and we have Storm Norton. And I don't think any of us want Storm Norton on the field. I mean, he was that bad last year. So if this kid is as good and he can be moved from guard to tackle, he's very versatile, and we all know how Staley loves versatile players. So that's a huge, huge plus to have in his bag. So that's the way I'm looking at it. I like him. I think he's very good. He was a solid guard for Georgia for, I think it was 2 years. So that's who I'm taking in the 6th round. 7th round pick. This guy is totally unique. His name is Master T, the third. He's a running back out of Ohio State. I know we all want a running back to back up Eckler. And Eckler does need a running back. This guy is 5'11", 225 pounds. And this is the thing. On the pro day, he ran a 4.40. But when he did it for the college, he ran and it was lasered. Now you can't fake that. That's a laser test. He ran a 4.37. That's fast for a running back. Really fast. So this guy could really be a dynamo. He started 1 year. He had different players that he was backing up through his years in Ohio State, but he stuck with it. Finally, he made it to be able to start. And when he did, he was a nightmare to tackle. He'll go through you around. He reminded me of a player, he's not as tall, but he reminded me, I know some people may laugh at this. He reminded me of Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson would run over you, run around you, and then outrun you. That's what this guy does. He's that good. How he's dropped to the seventh round, I don't know, but nobody's talking about it. Nobody. I think he's a gem, and if the Chargers get him, Eckler's going to be very happy. He may even be a little bit jealous because he may not be able to play as often. So, but that's my gem pick in the seventh round. Next, I'd have to go with our 255th pick in the seventh round, J.T. Woods. He's a safety out of Baylor. And here's another guy with speed. And if you'll notice, except for Falele, because Falele, he's not very fast, but he's just gigantic. But every one of my picks are on the side of speed. And I really believe that's what Staley is going to go with is speed. I think he's really going to look at that. And JT Woods is really fast. And not only that, he can play cornerback or safety. And I think they'll probably move him over to cornerback. And if they do, you better strap your chin strap up real tight because that guy will hit you. And not only that, he's very fast. So he can keep up with these speed receivers that these other teams have, like Kansas City, Oakland, or not Oakland, but the Las Vegas Raiders have speed receivers now. You're gonna need these kind of guys to go up against those type of weapons that they have. So to me, I think speed is going to be a real emphasis on the draft this year. And if the Chargers get Jordan Davis, we all know how fast he is. He set a record for a defensive lineman, how fast he is. So I think that if the Chargers do that, or if they get Jamison Williams, the wide receiver, if they get him, that he's known for speed. So and everybody was talking about that earlier in the year before the draft got real close here. Oh, the Chargers will probably get Jamison Williams, or they'll probably get Jordan Davis. Well, now everybody's starting to say because those it's getting close to the draft. Oh no, they won't even make it to the Chargers. So, but I still think that mindset is going to be there. The Chargers are still going to want the speed, whether they get it from Jordan Davis or whether they get it from Justin Schaefer. He's he's uh he's pretty fast for a guard, and so I think they'll just stick with that. So that's why I'm going in this direction. And then with my last pick, um, I really think the Chargers need another linebacker and an edge rusher. And this guy kind of does both. He's the 260th pick, the last pick of the Chargers in the draft, Jesse Lukita. He's from Penn State, 6'2", 250 pounds. He runs a 4.72. That's not real slow. It's not real fast. It's kind of average. But he is all over the field. This guy this guy can cover. He's very versatile. He can be used in a 3-4 or a 4-3. I mean, he's just really really talented. And I do believe he'll be there for the Chargers at 260. And if anything else, he will be a real good ace for the special teams. The special teams need players like this guy. And he made his living in Penn State at the very beginning as a special team ace, going down, making tackles, stuff like that. So this is kind of going right along with what he's good at. So I think that the Chargers will do well if they do this kind of a pick, these picks. I think the Chargers do well. The only one that I have questions about, even myself, would be Calvin Austin because he is so small. But the guy is so fast. I mean, he's somebody's going to take a chance on him. Somebody is. I'd rather it be the Chargers. I know that's a kind of a high pick, but he's kind of slated to go for anywhere in the fourth round to the fifth round. So why not go ahead and get the guy if he's there available for you? and you can use his speed, and hopefully he'll stay healthy. That was another thing about this guy. Calvin Austin played 4 years in college, never missed a game with an injury. So he's very durable for a 160-pound guy. You know he was hit a few times. Maybe I think he was. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was so fast they couldn't catch him. But I that kind of shows you that he's got a good training regimen, so he should be in really good shape to be able to withstand the punishment that he's going to take. He's going to take some. These guys in the NFL are all big. All these guys are big, so he's going to take some punishment. But I still think he's worth taking a chance on. At least give him a shot. Anyway, that's all I have for today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get when it gets closer to the draft. If it looks like the Chargers have made a trade, because sometimes some teams do that before the draft, I'll go ahead and make another video and explain then what we're going to do. But I really look for this to happen. I really am looking for that. I really think the Chargers are going to trade their 17th pick for Detroit's. I just got a real strong feeling about this, especially if Jordan Davis or Jameson Williams isn't there. So we'll see. And it's a lot of fun when it comes to draft time. A lot of teams make or break. The fortunate thing is the Chargers don't need a lot to fill the gaps. They've got a really solid team right now. They really don't need a lot to put them over the top. So if they even drafted with the draft that I'm talking about, those guys right there would put them well on their way to the Super Bowl, as far as I'm concerned. So, D, anything you want to add? We all good?
I think you did good.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, have a good evening and be talking to you soon. Go Bolts.